Hello, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. For those of you that are new to the channel, I'm Johnny Mac, and for those of you that are returning subscribers, welcome back to another New World video. We are going to be talking about New World Update 1.3.4. This one is an extremely important update. It is a small update, but it is a very important one. The reason why is for those of you that missed my previous video, which is linked right up here, there was a game-breaking bug that involved light attacks and getting interrupted and so forth and so on. Hugely game-breaking because literally I haven't been able to play the game for the past couple days because of this bug. However, we'll be digging into that here in just a minute. They are going to be talking about some general updates and fixes that they made. Weapons, sword, leaping strike fixed an issue which caused this ability to be interrupted if the player was hit by a light attack. Once again, I mentioned that light attack. And void gauntlet, refreshing harvest fixed an issue where this passive ability would incorrectly reduce cooldown from any damage taken rather than only on damage taken from harvest essence. Now, let me actually switch over to this view, make it a little easier for you guys. Trade skills, logging, reworked logging, experience curve with most of the focus on the first 100 levels. We felt that leveling logging, especially at the lower levels, was progressing slower than we liked, so we sped up the entire curve to make the experience feel smoother. That's a good one. I like that one. Crafting stations fixed an issue preventing a number of characters matching an uncommon criteria while playing on a German or French language client from interacting with crafting stations. War fixed an issue where a war would not occur if the defending company had no members. Thank God. I know that that's been a really huge issue on some of the servers where a lot of companies transferred from into another server. So it's nice that they finally got that fixed. Fixed an issue where war cost was not refunded if the server was in maintenance mode during the siege window. That's a big one. Expeditions fixed an issue that was preventing players from advancing past the glyph puzzle at the beginning of the Lazarus Instrumentality expedition. Expedition orbs fixed an issue where mutated expedition tuning orbs could only be purchased once per week instead of the last patch changed it to 3 days as intended. Garden of Genesis and Lazarus expedition tuning orbs can now be purchased once per day, down from once every 3 days. So that's a nice change that allows people, to get into those a lot more often and get those watermarks up, right? These changes will not affect orbs that are currently in cooldown from a recent purchase. However, all future purchases will reflect the new shorter cooldown. Now, at this point, it's probably easy to recommend do not purchase any orbs today, because if you do, you're probably going to be locked out. So hold on to whatever cooldowns you have. Do not purchase any orbs until after patch tomorrow. Input buffering. This is the big one. This was the game-breaking bug that literally has kept me from playing for the past 2 days, and ultimately has, really affected OPR. It has affected wars. So this was the most important part of this patch. Input buffering fixed an issue where inputs buffered before a player was affected by a crowd control effect, stagger, stun, or knockdown, would activate when the effect ended, instead of more recent inputs. Crowd control effects now clear the input buffer when they are first applied. Fixed an issue where attempting to use an ability and then swapping weapons would incorrectly attempt to use the ability on the new weapon that shared the same hotkey. Thank God. This was a huge one, especially on Void Gauntlet, because the way I play Void Gauntlet, I usually have my Void Blade on F, and then I have one of my other Ice Storm on my Ice Gauntlet also on F. So this was a really big hindrance to me. This is a fantastic change. And as they're always, classic Exodus from any patch notes, thanks for your support. We'll see you in Eternum. So once again, this patch, while it is a small one, guys, it is absolutely phenomenal and huge. It puts things back on track leading into the update that's coming later on in the month, which also is bringing a lot of huge changes. Be sure to subscribe and like this video. Be sure also to hit that bell so that way you get notified. I am going to cover the changes that are being made for the next patch as soon as I possibly can. So look for that next one. So hit that subscribe button, guys. I'll see you in the next video, and I'll see you in the new world.